Welcome, movie lovers. Today, let's explore the enchanting country of Austria, a place that has inspired countless films and stories. Did you know that Austria is home to the stunning Alps, which provide breathtaking backdrops for many cinematic adventures? Austria is a landlocked country in Central Europe, renowned for its rich cultural heritage, breathtaking landscapes, and high quality of life. Bordered by 8 nations including Germany, Italy, Switzerland, and Hungary, it serves as a crossroads of European history and traditions. Its capital, Vienna, is famous for classical music, elegant architecture, and vibrant café culture. Geographically, Austria is dominated by the Alps, making it a popular destination for skiing, hiking, and nature tourism. Beyond its natural beauty, the country has played a key role in European politics and arts, being the birthplace of great thinkers and composers like Sigmund Freud, Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, and Franz Schubert. Today, Austria combines its deep historical roots with modern prosperity. It is a member of the European Union, known for its political stability, environmental sustainability, and strong economy. Visitors are drawn not only to its cultural treasures, such as Baroque palaces, medieval towns, and world-class museums, but also to its traditions of hospitality and culinary delights like schnitzel and strudel. Let's deep dive into 10 fascinating facts about Austria. Fact 1. Austria is a landlocked country at the heart of Europe. Austria occupies a central position in Europe, sharing borders with 8 different countries: Germany, Czechia, Slovakia, Hungary, Slovenia, Italy, Switzerland, and Lithuania. This unique geography has made Austria a crossroads of cultures, languages, and trade routes for centuries. Being landlocked means it has no direct access to the sea, but that has not stopped it from being a major player in European politics, economy, and culture. Austria's central location played a pivotal role during the Habsburg monarchy and the Austro-Hungarian Empire, both of which influenced vast parts of Europe for hundreds of years. Even today, Austria functions as a bridge between Western and Eastern Europe. The Danube River, Europe's second longest river, flows across Austria and provides a vital waterway for transport and commerce, connecting the country to the Black Sea. Economically, Austria's landlocked nature encouraged it to build strong railway and road networks, connecting major cities like Vienna, Salzburg, Innsbruck, and Graz. These links ensure goods, people, and ideas can move fluidly between Austria and its neighbors. Austria also belongs to the European Union and the Schengen area, which further strengthens its role as a hub for transit and diplomacy. Culturally, the position of Austria has resulted in a fascinating blend of traditions. German is the official language, but in border regions you can find Croatian, Hungarian, and Slovene-speaking minorities. The alpine environment also influenced local culture, with unique mountain traditions, architecture, and cuisine. The landlocked identity has not hindered Austria's development. Rather, it has pushed it to become one of the most globally connected nations without a coastline. Fact 2. Vienna, the capital, has been ranked the world's most livable city. Vienna, Austria's capital, is frequently celebrated as one of the best cities to live in worldwide. Surveys like Mercer's Quality of Living Index consistently place Vienna at the top due to its exceptional public services, safety, healthcare, education, and cultural life. Historically, Vienna has been a political and cultural powerhouse. It was once the capital of the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the grandeur of that period still lingers in the city's architecture, from the Hofburg Palace to the grand Ringstrasse Boulevard. Today, Vienna balances old-world charm with modern functionality. One of the major factors contributing to its livability is the city's commitment to public transport. Vienna boasts an extensive metro, tram, and bus network that is affordable, punctual, and highly efficient. Residents often choose public transit over cars, which contributes to lower pollution and reduced congestion. Vienna is also renowned for its housing policies. The city has a strong tradition of providing affordable, high-quality public housing, ensuring that citizens have access to comfortable living conditions regardless of income. Combined with excellent health care, education, and low crime rates, this creates a high standard of living. But Vienna isn't just practical, it's cultural. The city is world famous for its opera houses, theaters, and museums. It's the home of classical music giants such as Mozart, Beethoven, and Strauss, and their legacy is celebrated in daily performances. Coffee house culture thrives in Vienna too, with cafes serving as intellectual hubs for centuries. In short, Vienna's global recognition as a livable city stems from a combination of infrastructure, cultural richness, historical legacy, and social policies. Fact 3. Austria is known as the birthplace of classical music giants. Few countries in the world can rival Austria's contribution to classical music. From Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart to Franz Schubert, Joseph Haydn, Johann Strauss, and Ludwig van Beethoven, who spent much of his life in Vienna, Austria is often considered the very heart of classical music. Music is deeply embedded in Austrian identity. During the 18th and 19th centuries, Vienna became a magnet for composers, musicians, and patrons. Aristocrats supported the arts lavishly, commissioning symphonies, operas, and chamber works that shaped the Western classical tradition. The Viennese classical style, characterized by clarity, elegance, and balance, emerged here. Mozart, born in Salzburg in 1756, is perhaps Austria's most celebrated musical figure. His operas such as The Magic Flute and Don Giovanni remain staples of repertoires worldwide. Schubert, a native Viennese, is remembered for his haunting lieder, songs, and symphonies. Meanwhile, Strauss, the Waltz King, gave the world the Blue Danube Waltz, which remains an unofficial anthem of Vienna. Even today, Austria holds on to this legacy. The Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra and the Vienna State Opera are considered among the world's best. Every New Year's Day, the Vienna Philharmonic's concert is broadcast worldwide, showcasing Austria's continued influence in music. The Salzburg Festival, a world-class celebration of opera and theater, also attracts visitors from around the globe. Music is not just for elites in Austria. It is part of everyday life. Schools emphasize music education, choirs thrive, and many Austrians learn an instrument. Tourists can experience music not only in grand concert halls, but also in street performances and intimate taverns. Austria's musical identity is so strong that it remains a powerful element of its national brand, drawing millions of tourists each year. Fact 4. The Austrian Alps dominate the landscape. The Alps cover about 62% of Austria's territory, shaping both the geography and culture of the country. Towering mountains, deep valleys, and pristine lakes create one of Europe's most striking landscapes. The Alps are not only beautiful, but also central to Austria's economy, recreation, and traditions. Tourism in the Alps is a vital part of Austria's economy. Skiing is practically synonymous with the country. World-famous resorts like Kitzbühel, Innsbruck, and St. Anton attract millions of visitors annually. Austria has produced numerous Olympic skiing champions, reinforcing its reputation as a winter sports nation. The mountains also offer hiking, mountaineering, and cycling during the summer months. Beyond tourism, the Alps influence Austrian culture. Alpine villages maintain traditional wooden architecture, folk music, and crafts. Events such as Alma-Trieb, when cows are brought down from mountain pastures in autumn, remain celebrated with colorful parades. Alpine cuisine, featuring hearty dishes like käsespätzle, cheese noodles, and dumplings, also reflects the mountain lifestyle. Environmentally, the Alps are critical for Austria's water supply and energy. Many rivers originate from glacial meltwater, and hydropower from alpine rivers provides a significant portion of Austria's renewable energy. Protecting this fragile ecosystem has become a major concern, particularly in the face of climate change, which threatens glaciers and snow reliability. In essence, the Austrian Alps are more than mountains. They are the soul of the nation, influencing its way of life, economy, and identity. Fact 5. Austria has a rich imperial history through the Habsburg dynasty. The history of Austria is inseparable from the Habsburg dynasty, one of the most powerful royal families in Europe. For centuries, the Habsburgs ruled vast territories, shaping European politics, art, and culture. At its height, the Austro-Hungarian Empire encompassed lands stretching from present-day Italy to Ukraine. The Habsburg dynasty began its rise in the 13th century and eventually controlled the Holy Roman Empire for hundreds of years. The empire was a mosaic of ethnicities, languages, and religions, which made governance complex but also culturally diverse. Vienna became the imperial capital, filled with magnificent palaces, gardens, and cultural institutions. Empress Maria Theresa, 1717 to 1780, was one of the most significant rulers, known for her reforms in education and administration. Her son, Joseph II, continued modernization with policies promoting religious tolerance and economic liberalization. The dynasty also produced Franz Joseph I, who reigned for nearly 68 years, overseeing a turbulent period that culminated in World War. The assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Sarajevo in 1914 triggered the Great War, which led to the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire in 1918. Austria emerged as a smaller republic, stripped of its imperial grandeur but still carrying its cultural legacy. Today, the Habsburg influence is visible in Austria's architecture, traditions, and global reputation. Tourists flock to Schönbrunn Palace, the Hofburg, and other imperial sites to relive the glory of the dynasty that once ruled half of Europe. Fact 6. Austria is one of the world's wealthiest countries. Despite being relatively small in size and population, Austria consistently ranks among the world's wealthiest and most developed nations. With a high GDP per capita, robust infrastructure, and strong industries, Austria offers its citizens one of the best standards of living globally. Austria's economy relies on a mix of industries. Manufacturing is a major contributor, with sectors like machinery, chemicals, steel, and vehicles. Companies like Red Bull and Swarovski have become international brands. Austria also benefits from its strategic location in Central Europe, serving as a gateway between Western and Eastern European markets. Tourism is another cornerstone of Austria's wealth. Millions visit annually to experience its alpine resorts, imperial history, and cultural attractions. Vienna alone draws millions of international tourists, making tourism a significant source of employment and revenue. The service sector, particularly banking and finance, plays a crucial role as well. Vienna has emerged as a financial hub, especially after the fall of the Iron Curtain, when Austrian banks expanded into Central and Eastern Europe. Austria also maintains a strong social welfare system, ensuring citizens have access to quality healthcare, education, and social protections. This combination of wealth and social equity is a defining feature of Austria's prosperity. Fact 7. Austria maintains political neutrality. One of Austria's most distinctive political characteristics is its neutrality. After World War II, Austria declared itself permanently neutral in 1955 as part of a treaty with the Allied powers that ended the country's occupation. This neutrality remains enshrined in Austria's constitution. Neutrality means Austria does not join military alliances and refrains from participating in wars. Unlike many of its neighbors, Austria is not a NATO member, although it cooperates with the EU and international peacekeeping missions. This position has allowed Austria to play a unique diplomatic role, often hosting international negotiations and organizations. Vienna is home to the United Nations Office, the International Atomic Energy Agency, IAEA, and the Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC. Austria's neutrality makes it an attractive site for diplomacy and global cooperation. For Austrians, neutrality is part of national identity. It symbolizes independence, peace, and stability after the turmoil of 2 world wars. However, debates continue about the future of neutrality, especially in light of changing security dynamics in Europe. Still, Austria's stance as a neutral diplomatic nation has defined its modern political landscape. Fact 8. Austrian cuisine is hearty and diverse. Austrian food reflects its history as a multicultural empire, blending influences from Hungary, Italy, Czechia, and beyond. The cuisine is hearty, rich, and comforting, with dishes that have become internationally beloved. The most iconic dish is Wiener Schnitzel, a breaded and fried veal or pork cutlet served with potatoes or salad. Another staple is Tafelspitz, a boiled beef dish served with horseradish and vegetables, famously favored by Emperor Franz Joseph. From the Hungarian influence comes goulash, while Italian ties brought pasta and coffee culture. Desserts hold a special place in Austrian gastronomy. The Sachertorte, a chocolate cake with apricot jam, is world-renowned. Apfelstrudel, a flaky apple-filled pastry, is another favorite. Viennese cafes serve these alongside rich coffees, embodying Austria's cafe tradition recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. Food is deeply social in Austria. Markets, taverns, and wine cellars, Heuergen, offer spaces for people to gather, eat, and celebrate. Regional differences also exist. Alpine areas feature cheese-heavy dishes, while eastern Austria shows more Hungarian influence. Overall, Austrian cuisine is not only about nourishment, but also a reflection of cultural history and community. Fact 9. Austria is a leader in renewable energy. Austria has positioned itself as a leader in renewable energy, particularly hydropower. Nearly 2/3 of the country's electricity comes from renewable sources, with hydropower accounting for the majority. This is possible thanks to its alpine rivers and mountain lakes, which provide abundant resources. The government has committed to achieving 100% renewable electricity by 2030, placing Austria among the most ambitious European nations in terms of sustainability. Wind, solar, and biomass also contribute to the energy mix, though hydropower remains dominant. Environmental consciousness runs deep in Austrian society. Recycling rates are among the highest in Europe, and strict environmental laws protect forests, lakes, and wildlife. National parks and reserves cover large areas, emphasizing conservation. At the same time, Austria faces challenges with balancing energy needs and environmental concerns, especially in tourism-heavy alpine regions. Still, Austria serves as a model of how a developed country can embrace renewable energy while maintaining high living standards. Fact 10. Austria is home to UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Despite its small size, Austria boasts numerous UNESCO World Heritage Sites that highlight its cultural and natural significance. Vienna's historic center is one such site, with its imperial palaces, grand boulevards, and Baroque architecture reflecting centuries of history. Salzburg, the birthplace of Mozart, is another UNESCO site, known for its Baroque old town and musical legacy. The Warsaw Valley along the Danube is recognized for its vineyards, medieval castles, and monasteries. Meanwhile, the Semmering Railway, built in the 19th century, is celebrated as an engineering marvel that connected Vienna with alpine regions. Austria's cultural heritage extends beyond monuments. Its intangible traditions like Viennese coffeehouse culture and falconry are also recognized by UNESCO. These sites and traditions preserve Austria's legacy while promoting tourism and international recognition. Conclusion: Austria is far more than a small landlocked country. It is a land of music, mountains, history, and modern innovation. From its imperial legacy to its renewable energy leadership, Austria bridges the old and the new. Its culture reflects centuries of diversity, while its policies ensure one of the world's highest standards of living. Whether through Vienna's opera houses, alpine ski slopes, or cozy mountain taverns, Austria continues to captivate both residents and visitors alike. Based on multiple travel and tourism sources, here's a carefully curated list of Austria's most popular cities, with a mix of cultural capitals, alpine gems, and lakeside paradises. Vienna. The vibrant capital draws approximately 6 million international visitors annually, making it one of Europe's most visited cities. Statista, German Way. Known for its imperial architecture, Schönbrunn Palace, Hofburg, music legacy, and world-class cafes. Make Me Trip, German Way. Salzburg. Famous birthplace of Mozart and backdrop for the sound of music. The Baroque Old Town and Hohensalzburg Fortress are major draws. Go kite, Alps. Innsbruck. A true alpine gem, hosting Winter Olympics and offering skiing, hiking, and dramatic mountain views, with sites like the Golden Roof and Nordket cable car, Go-Kite, Europe Adventure. Tata capital, Graz. Austria's second largest city, celebrated for its UNESCO-listed Old Town, thriving foodie scene, and contemporary architecture like the Kunsthaus Graz, the Times One. Tata capital, Traumarkt, Hallstatt. Often called the most picturesque village in Austria, this UNESCO-listed lakeside gem is iconic and unfortunately heavily affected by over-tourism. Wikipedia. Traumarkt. Linz. A dynamic cultural hotspot on the Danube, home to Ars Electronica, museums like Lentos, and a charming old town. Tripsarena.com. Macme Trip. Bregenz. Situated on Lake Constance, Bregenz offers cultural festivals like the Floating Stage Opera, alpine views, and architectural highlights. Tripsarena.com. Tata capital, Alps. Klagenfurt. The capital of Carinthia, serving up a mix of southern Austrian culture, historic charm, and proximity to lakes and mountains. Tripsarena.com. Zell MC. A quintessential lakeside town, perfect for skiing, hiking, and water activities in a stunning alpine setting. Macme Trip. St. Anton am Arlberg. One of Austria's premier ski resorts, celebrated for its slopes and lively alpine village ambience. Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this, don't forget to follow for more fascinating insights.